We're back with our next guest. Sorry. Please, could you tell me what's your name? What's the name of your company? Because you're probably here because you have a company. And what does it do?
My name is Johan van Roy. I'm working for Deezer, and I am the managing director for Deezer in the Benelux. Deezer is a streaming music platform. It started out in France, and we have a global strategy. And in 2012, we managed to get Deezer out in more than 160 countries. So.
And what's your unique selling point? Because Deezer is always named in one breath with Spotify. What makes you unique?
I think what makes us unique, like I said before, being available in a lot of countries. So there's a lot of people doing editorial work for Deezer. So we can offer a lot of recommendations to our audience in different genres, and that's definitely the strength of Deezer. Like I think since MP3 came around, people could easily share and stock music, but it was also the birth of piracy, and people got a bit lost, and streaming was the solution for that. Like we can be a guide in a wild sea of new music.
But why would I pick Deezer for that? Because in Spotify I can get recommendations as well, and the fact that you have a lot of countries and there are people in China and who can give me recommendations. They probably don't even want to listen to that sort of music.
But that's of course
to be if I'm being cynical. So sorry.
You have to be sometimes, but I think. Music before was directed for 5 markets. You got like popular music, and it was pushed all over the world. Being able or offer a global platform could bring us new artists, like artists coming from Africa, and give them like a global audience. So it's more dynamic, and of course you listen to maybe local music in Holland, there's a lot of hip hop. In Belgium, we also have a big focus on local catalog because people tend to listen to local music. But you have to broad up and to enlarge the spectrum, and that's what Deezer is trying to do.
So who is your target audience, and in what way does it differ from the...
I think target audience should be, first of all, music, people who have music in the heart, and that's the generation Y from this era. They are looking for identity, and music is very important for them. But just besides, we also want to focus on Generation X, people from my age who have a career, who have to pay for the house and family and have some kids and have no time to discover new music. So Deezer could be a platform, a catch-up platform for them, and they pass it on Generation Z. So I think X, Y, Z, the end of the alphabet, it's a bit our target group.
Okay, but is that the same audience as Spotify or others target, or do you think it differs?
It's of course the premium product within streaming platforms. It's mobile, so yeah, people from 16 to 35, they all have already the mobile, and we see in the coming years that mobile is growing, so that's also enlarging our target group. And that's why, for example, we choose to do partnership with telcos. In countries where we open, we also chase a partnership with telcos.
How many customers do you have?
Worldwide, we have 26 million people who have a Deezer account. Paying members, it's 3 million people worldwide.
So a lot of the money you make is coming from advertisement?
We just launched a freemium or advertising model at the end of 2012. Before it was subscription, so it's a subscription model. People pay for, it's the same with every streaming company, I guess, $4.99 and $9.99.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to make money?
But we have a sustainable model. So it's also because Deezer is very big in France, and they also had a great partnership with Orange. So for the moment, we are running. Yeah, Deezer is sustainable. We had a new fundraising, and that's what we're gonna invest in people. Like I said, we are available in a lot of countries, and we just want to invest also in people working for Deezer.
So if you still need money from investors, does that mean you don't make money yet from the service?
Yeah, we're making money from the service, and now with of course, it is a big investment to offer it for example, in the Benelux here for 1 year for free. For us, it's a big investment, but we see freemium more like an acquisition, like a tool for acquisition.
So that people get to know you.
People get to know the service. It's a great product. So we want more people to.
Yeah. So you do make money with the people who are already using it, but besides that, you had an investment, to gain a bigger audience.
Yeah. And that's 2030 is for us very important to get a larger audience all over the world.
What's your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge for the moment. This is the biggest challenge to
grow.
To grow, growth, and of course there's a whole discussion about global rights, and that could put us also more easy in business. But I think for the moment, since we opened up our API, that's the DNA of our system, I think we can expect a lot also from the users. We can
people can build their own stuff with the Deezer API.
With our API, they can build their own stuff. For the moment, it's reflecting a bit on listening and maybe pop quiz, but I think that new ecosystem could gain also for the artist a lot.
Huh. That sounds quite complicated, because if people use your API and they start using your content as well, then probably with all the rights and things like that, it sounds like a complicated.
Yeah, of course it's complicated, but people in Paris, they're in charge and they know what
they're doing.
They know what they're doing. But it's all about new experience, and I think that's. For us, it's nice to have that kind of interaction.
Yeah.
Like we are more than a jukebox. It's Deezer is not a search engine. We with the recommendations from real people with algorithm, we want to go to a much richer music experience.
The biggest lesson so far.
The biggest lesson so far, I think, every country is different. Like if you put it on a global strategy, it's nice to like I said before, it would be great if a platform like Deezer could bring up, like, not the Gangnam Style, but an artist totally not known but picked up by the audience on streaming. But that's something we have to grow into.
But is that a lesson?
It's not a lesson.
No.
It's not, no.
So what's the lesson?
The lesson. Well, the lesson is that I thought. Is that a lesson? I think that's a lesson. It was more simple to get that kind of go between of different editorial work.
Mm-hmm. And what has been the most difficult thing to accept?
Difficult to accept, rights are always hard a hard way to negotiate and to accept. Yeah, I don't know.
But rights is a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Is it because when we talk about rights, you can see Spotify saying, well, because of the rights and because of the money we have to pay for that. It's quite hard for them to make money. Is it the same for Deezer, or do you in some way are better negotiators or have a different model?
That would be a bit same as well. It's I think we have a different model. We are really based on subscription, and for until now, Deezer was sustainable. But it's it depends a bit on how well we invest in the future.
If you could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
I think openness about, and we are living in a world, and we're heading to a world where data is very important. Like if you can get your data mining for good, you know your product, you know your audience, you know your fans. Openness. It would be nice we can work all together. And sometimes I feel it's a big competition over there. It's not VHS against beta. It's more like, the music industry is still focusing on an old device, and it goes fast. Like downloads, streaming for now. Who knows what's the next thing? And if we share our knowledge and we can work it out together, it's a very interesting period.
Yeah, so that would be more beneficial for everyone involved. Yeah. Finally, what's the most important trend concerning music and technology you see?
Most important trend, I think, the artist for now, he has like his artistic way or how to do the output. It's very fragmented. You have to do a bit of social, you have to be on that and that platform. But I believe in artist apps, and that could be an artist app who can work with all the different streaming platforms. But then again, the DNA of an artist is I personally, I would love to pay a subscription for an artist that I love. And a part of that subscription can go to crowdfunding to make things happen. Part of that monthly subscription can go back, to have like goodies and stuff like that. And it can work. What already works, but his whole universe is in one. Call it an app, because it's 2013. Maybe it's something else. So
you have a one-on-one connection with an artist.
And fans are the new currency. I talked about data, but if you have a one-to-one with your fan, that's for life. And it's heading towards that kind of evolution.
And do you see any interesting movements in that field already? Any interesting?
Yeah, but of course you need money to do that. There are artists who make their own app. It's all started with the amazing Björk getting the iPad app out. It cost a lot of money, but in 2 years' time, maybe it's not that expensive. Maybe do-it-yourself artist can get it also and put it out. And again, it would be like a full circle thing, A to Z, like crowdfunding. Present yourself, present your project, and subscribe to the artist.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was it for now. We'll be back later.